first episode of Storytime with CruciFixer. On this program, I will be reading poems and stories. And for tonight's very first episode, I will be reading an original poem that I wrote myself. But first, in order to look as sophisticated as possible, I must be wearing glasses. And as you can see, these ones aren't real. I popped the lenses out. Let's begin. Act 1. There once was a boy, so dreadful and sad. The passing of time was all that he had. He lived in a castle way up in the sky. This boy was afraid of saying goodbye. Turn that frown upside down, is what they all said. So he just went and stood on his head. Before bed every night, he drank his anxiety. He feared everything that life made him see. His invisible friends were of no big help. It seemed he existed only to himself. The boy wondered here, the boy wondered there. If he disappeared, would anyone care? He walked through the woe-begone forests at night to see if he could vanquish and surmount his fright. But the forest only made him weep, wail, and cower. So he just went and stood in his tower. With his Hareth mind, he looked down on the world. All that he wanted was a beautiful girl. Act 2. Do you remember the boy who was dreadful and sad? A beautiful girl is what he never had. Now he knows why. It was the self-esteem sucking louse, the scissor-mouthed demon who lived in his house. Her stories of fear, her stories of dread, made the dreadful sad boy wish he were dead. Keep the door locked. Don't go out at night. There might be a killer with intentions that bite. Her stories of hate, like a scare tactic T-Rex, tried to keep him away from the opposite sex. The scissor-mouthed demon had a soul that was pale. She hated all of the other females. You're just all fat whores, is what the demon had said. Made the dreadful sad boy want to chop off her head. He couldn't get away from this demon at all. Her mean, spiteful whispers would crawl through the wall like rats from the past, infested with plague, severing away his confidence at the leg. Now he knows why his life went nowhere like it did. He had to listen to the demon since he was a kid. Girls like him, yes, but only for a while. The curse of the demon drives them away in style. He always felt like he had nothing to say. He was afraid he would make all the girls run away. He felt insecure in everything that he did, like he was a perpetual 12-year-old kid. That negative, mean, spiteful old witch. The boy wished he could bury her in a ditch. He sits in his room every night all alone, like a seed in the ground that hasn't yet grown. He had to get away from the demons befalls, like gray matter spray paint bespeckled the walls. Why now he knows, and now he knows why. He lives in that castle, way up in the sky. dreadful sad boy now knows what to do. He will go to the graveyard at 1:45. He'll assemble someone that will stay. He'll assemble a girl that won't run away. When he feels like he has nothing to say, she won't think he's boring and then go astray. Through the ominous headstones and shadows he'll creep to obtain body parts of the permanently asleep. He unearthed the coffins again and again to procure the ones with the porcelain skin. Finding a head took multiple tries. He desired the one with the anime eyes, the cherry red lips and the raven black hair, a cute little nose and the eyebrows were bare. He placed all the parts in his Santa Claus sack, which he threw like a peddler up onto his back. Then he climbed to his castle up in the skyline by way of a twisting and tangling vine. The vultures, they dove and snapped at his back. They wanted the contents contained in his sack. He soothed them to sleep by musical means by way of a song that he learned in his dreams. The vultures, those birds, were of no big hassle. While they were sleeping, he entered his castle. He sewed all the parts back together with thread, a thread that was made from the recently dead. The boy knew that her life would finally start when he hooked electricity up to her heart. Her body had shuddered while electricity sputtered, her mouth opened wide while her eyelids they fluttered. The boy realized he could not rewind his end, but at least he had finally found his one